Boop, 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 boo. The intro to the mind of OPEX. So, it's OPEX. Video number 2 today. So, I want to talk about parenting. Now, if you're new to my channel, you haven't really seen much of my parenting videos. I have plenty of that kind of stuff in my vault of videos. So, I want to talk about something about treating your kids. Now, the problem with today, and I've noticed it since I was a kid, is that parents aren't really around their kids very much. They're working, they're sending their kids off to indoctrination camps. It's usually a bad paradigm because naturally, until the child is of age to be able to go out there and flourish himself, he needs guidance. He or she needs guidance. And parents are the greatest tool to be able to build their kids up, have them grow into adults, be able to provide a lot of help doing such, like teaching them things, showing them how the world works, trying to find out what their gifts are so you can help bring out what they want to do in life, etc. Right? Like, a parent's job is to be a parent. And a lot of people don't know what parenting really means. Parenting is being there, right? Just your presence alone is enough to be a parent. And I think a lot of people think that you need to provide resources and be able to change the bottle because the mommy's not going to be around, so daddy's got to make a bottle, or mommy doesn't want to breastfeed, or whatever. And then the kids get older, and then generally speaking, the parent leads them through life, right? It's not complicated. Helps them find out. Kid asks questions, parent answers question, parent helps child with whatever they're going through in life, whatever they want to go through. Try to provide some sort of happy times, right? A happy experience and a pleasurable experience, and find out what makes the child tick, right? So you find out what they're interested in, what they want to do in life and such, right? I mean, it's well more complicated than that, but the point is, if you're around, you're able to help them throughout life, right? So the problem that I see is that parents aren't around. Again, both parents are generally working these days. The economy went to shit, so one parent is generally not enough anymore, unless one of the parents is making a hell of a lot of money. And it should be the man, because the woman should be out home breastfeeding the kids and taking care of the kids. Right? It should be. You know, if you want a decent home, a great upbringing for the children, mommy's got to be there, right? But the problem is, mommy's not there. And let's say it's the summertime and there's no school. Well, mommy's taking you to daycare or the grandparents or somewhere else to take care of the kids. And this isn't a decent paradigm. This isn't even the bullshit 40% of homes are fatherless, or at least single-parent households. Not even going that direction. Just based on a husband and wife needing to work full-time just to be able to afford mortgage, afford food on the table, to afford a car to get to work, etc., right? School clothes, whatever, right? So you gotta, in today's day, it's tough because parents aren't around. And single mother households generally aren't very... I'm not gonna go there. I have plenty of content about that stuff. Alright, so what I'm seeing is that parents aren't around, and kids are being brought up by the state. Kids are being brought up by their peers. Kids are being brought up by adults that aren't their parents. Like, through the state, through education, media, through friends, parents, to whoever, right? Daycare provider, whoever, right? Everyone's raising their kid, right? and parents aren't really doing much. They're coming home at the end of the night, and hopefully both mommy and daddy are there at the end of the night. That's the bare minimum I see these days, or that's the maximum I see these days. But the rest of the day, the kid's not with their parents, and that's unnatural. And that disrupts the bond between the child and the parent. And this goes on from when they're born to they leave the house. And this disrupts the bond, especially that in which the mother is supposed to be bonding with the child through breastfeeding and everything else, but she's out working so she can get some resources. And because the bond is disrupted and they're not being raised by their parents, they're more apt to have problems in their own life. They're raised by school, which parents should be the school, but no. Education camps, and they're teaching the kids basically garbage that has nothing to do with nothing when the parent actually wants to teach the kid stuff about life, real shit. And what happens is the child one day becomes an adult, and because of the disrupted bond, because they weren't raised really by their parents, they have their own path in life, and they generally want to keep the parents out of that life. Well, the parent gets older, ends up going to a funeral home, or not a funeral home, that was stupid, a nursing home, where they got to be taken care of, because when you get to a certain age, you can't really take care of yourself. You're not being able to provide resources, and you probably need help. Well, your children would generally be that help in a normal society, right? However, that's not what's going on these days. What's going on is everyone's going to nursing homes. People don't have a way of, never established that bond, never established love, never established that deep connectedness, that deep sense of like parents helping children, teaching them things, loving them, having those great times together. Not being around is the biggest problem here. So because you're not, you never played that role of a decent parent, which had a mutual bond of love, the kids have forsaken their parents. This is generally not natural. And now because of government, kids are just like, well, if they had any sense of like, I care for my parents, but you know what, I still have this grudge or whatever, right? The parents end up going to the nursing homes or dying of a heartbreak or whatever, right? Like, they don't have a happy existence. And the biggest problem in life is having the ones that you were supposed to love not love you, right? That's heartbreaking. That's like these people that choose not to have children, and then when they get of old age, they don't have children to take care of them. They never establish that bond that is extremely natural and uplifting and harmonious, like oneness, beautiful bond between children and parents. And then they regret it later in life not having children, or not taking care of their children the way they should have, and not being there because they were worried about money or expenses or what new fucking material thing they can buy. Then they regret it later down in life, but then it's too late because you missed out on that bond. The most important thing I wanted to bring you on this is that take care of your children. They should be the focus of your life. Treat them well. Get them out of those indoctrination camps. Be around your children. Resources aren't enough. You can't buy your kids love. You can't go to work, do a 9 to 5, see your kid maybe one or 2 hours a day, buy them some toys for their Christmas and their birthdays, or whatever that they want, new iPhones, and then expect that they love you. Why? Because those moments, and I've said this many times, those moments of Christmas and birthdays and stuff where you get your kid happy, oh my God, that sudden rush, it'll go away. It'll go away in a couple hours. It's gone. Now what are you going to do the next 60 years? Huh? What are you going to do now? You're just going to be buying and buying and buying things? Like, how? You need to be there. You need to be the parent. You need to be around. That is the main priority of a parent, being around. So me, and I've said this plenty of times on my channel, I have a huge passion for my future children, my future girlfriend or wife. Huge passion. I'm setting up my life now so where I can actually be with my children while they're growing up. And because I want to be around my children, I don't want to be working full-time out on the road the way I am now. I'm trying to save money. Watch my 10 years of retirement video and all my other videos that are based upon that. And you'll quickly realize the passion that I have to be a great father, to be a great husband or boyfriend, whatever. Caregiver, provider, being able to raise my children, teach my children, unschool my children, do all the things that is required to be the greatest I can be for my children. The greatest experience, playing with the kids, teaching the kids, being around the kids, showing them all these new things and trying to make the best out of life. And you can't buy that. You can't just ignore your children, let them leave your house at 18, 19, 20 years old, and then expect that they're going to take care of you in your old age. You need to be there the whole time. I'm not saying both of y'all do what I want to do, which is retire at a very young age so I can take care of my kids. What I'm saying is that you should have a parent around your children at all times. As a man, you have your girlfriend home. As a man, you want your girlfriend home. You don't want your girlfriend working. As a real motherfucking man, you don't want to see them work. You want them to take care of the kids, make sure that the homestead's taken care of, right? And you don't have to worry about this shit. And you go out and make the bread. And it's going to motivate you knowing that there isn't a second income to increase the skills that you have and motivate you and be ambitious to be able to make more resources. And knowing that your house is taken care of, make more resources. And I definitely want to get into this on my Message to Men video, so I don't want to dive in too deep on this. But nonetheless, as parents, you need to be around your children. Not just an hour or two a day, not just on the weekends, at all times. As a parent, you need to be around your children, showing them the way, make them feel like they're part of something, a great family, a loving family. You don't put them into situations where they're going to government schools, learning government indoctrination, learning why the government has to be the parent, and making the government the parent. Fulfill your role. As a woman, your man will go above and beyond if you go home and take care of the house and kids. He'll go above and beyond. He will not fuck around. He won't. Unless you got a piece of shit husband and father, baby father. Because a real man will provide. A real mother, a real woman will nurture. This is a yin and yang that is benevolent, but I don't think that's the right word. It's a harmonious, beautiful thing when a man and a woman get together and raise their children. And it's sad when it doesn't happen because you choose not to have children. And it's sad when you have them and you don't do 100% of everything to take care of your children. If you have a child and you're working a minimum wage job as a father, you're not being a real father. Be ambitious, drive. The drive in you should have been magnified thousands of times to do what it takes to make your children have the best possible life. That's what I'm doing right now. I don't even have fucking children. And I'm waiting for the woman of my dreams, meaning being a decent mother to my children, before I just go ahead and have children. Make sure that I have all my ducks in a row before I just go in and have children and fuck it up because I picked the wrong woman who'd rather rely on the state than a decent man or take care of their children because they want the government to do it for them. So this is a sickness. Parents not being around their children. And yes, the bond between a child and their parents is beautiful. But that, you ever hear a kid backtalk their parent? That's not beautiful. That's not. So think about these things. You don't want to be that 80-year-old man and woman that their kids just abandoned them, or never having kids. So you're left at a nursing home. It's freaking sad. It's a sad existence. I will not live that existence, and I hope that you decide not to either, because that's a decision to take care of your children. And yes, I know it's more complicated than that, but it is simple in the sense of you knowing that you love your child or children and want to take care of them the best way you can. The rest is complicated, but because of that first part that's simple, you can make that complicated part happen. That's it. I can bring a horse to water, but I can't make it drink, right? So I don't want this video to go on forever. This is OPEX. Expect many, many, many more videos to come. I have so much more content. I'm not even scratching the surface. 200 videos. Once we're at like 5,000 videos, then I'll be probably looking for more content because I got plenty of it. So stay tuned. OPEX, I'm out.